The Honourable Member for Murchison.
Thank you, Mr President. I was fortunate to attend the opening night of Burnie High School's production The Snow Queen on Friday the 15th September at the Burnie Arts and Function Centre. Performance marked the end of 6 months of dedicated hard work by many staff and students and was a tremendous celebration of their achievements. 200 Burnie High School students were involved in the production. When you think about that number, it's huge when you think of most of those young people being on stage at any one time. And I have a copy of the program here that members may like to have a look at, and you can see the number of young people, students that are in this program itself. So having 150 on stage at one time, some with changing roles and effectively learning and performing 2 separate roles, was a mammoth task. A further 20 students were involved in the band and 30 working backstage behind the scenes. To have so many students involved in the stage was quite an achievement, and what was more impressive was the fact that all the students kept perfect time. The majority of these students have been working on the production since March, but some who were involved in the show's choreography had begun as far back as November last year. 20 students worked together initially on the choreography, and of those, a core group of 7 refined the choreography further and took on the teaching role to the rest of the cast. Mr President, this is a fantastic example of peer tutoring, the development of a huge range of skills and leadership. The many hours that this group have put in is incredible and important to acknowledge. All students involved took a massive commitment on top of their regular studies, particularly those with central roles, with many hours of rehearsals after school for the past 6 months. Staff are also to be commended for the long hours put in, and a lot of this was also done in their own time. And I particularly mention the amazing Ben Lowry, who was the show's director and producer. Ben teaches drama and media at Burnie High School, and he was assisted greatly and ably by Marie Welsh, who was the show's assistant director and costume director, and also Bronwyn Darvell, a former student of Burnie High School herself, who was the musical director and also the assistant director. I also acknowledge all the work of the parents who supported their students, their children, in undertaking this, their participation in this production, because none of these students can drive and you've got to get to rehearsal somehow. The Snow Queen attracted a great response, with 3,700 people attending throughout the season. There were 12 shows in total, including 5 school matinees, which were attended by 1,500 students. There was also a public matinee and 6 evening performances, of which 4 were completely sold out. I personally know how much work goes into these performances and the commitment of teachers, students, parents and friends of the school. When my kids were at school and involved in musicals, I was very actively involved, particularly in the costume area. The amount of effort that goes into the sets, the costumes, the music, the choreography, sound and lighting, as well as the extraordinary commitment of time for rehearsals, is a testament to the value students, parents and teachers see in the involvement in such a production and the life experience and skills they gain. The great work of the backstage crew is also noted. Whilst not visible for the majority of the show, their efforts create the seamless quality performance that it actually was. Mr President, it was a delight to be there to witness this amazing show. All those involved truly shined. All the leads were just perfectly cast, and again, some of the leads were filled by 2 people on different nights. They had different roles. I was thoroughly entertained, and I know all the students involved, in whatever capacity they were involved, will have gained significantly from this experience. I thank them all for their hard work and the fantastic show they put on, a truly professional performance, and a credit to them all, and particularly to the teachers who work so hard to ensure the students have this opportunity to engage in an activity that's not part of the core curriculum as such, but gives so many life skills. So congratulations to Burnie High School, the students, the families involved, the staff, for a remarkable performance.